The woman crushed an egg in her hand, only to find it completely empty. Horrified, she grabbed the remaining eggs and smashed them. Each one was just an empty shell. When her husband came home from work, she told him about the hollow eggs. But instead of his usual gentleness, he snapped at her, accusing her of having persecution delusions. He even called a community doctor to examine her. After a long consultation, the doctor concluded that her past trauma had triggered stress and hallucinations, but she could clearly tell they were lying. Still, she didn't expose them right away. To test her suspicions, she tightly wrapped plastic wrap over her face. The suffocating sensation felt terrifyingly real. She frantically tore it off, gasping for air as if coming back to life. The woman's name was Alice, and she lived with her husband, Jack, in a secluded community. Every couple there seemed deeply in love. The community provided everything: food, shelter, transportation, with one condition. Every husband had to drive across the desert at the same time each day to work at the same place, and their jobs were strictly kept secret from their wives. Once the husbands left, the wives would begin their daily routines as housewives, cleaning, learning to dance, then shopping with friends. It was a perfect life. Alice had finally achieved her dream of luxury, yet something felt off. The next day, while cleaning the windows, Alice suddenly realized something was wrong. The wall behind her was moving closer, pressing her against the glass until she could barely breathe. Then, in an instant, the wall retreated as if nothing had happened. Determined to find answers, she took the community's shuttle, but halfway there, she saw a plane trailing black smoke before crashing into a distant hillside. She begged the driver to help, but he refused. It was a restricted zone. Left with no choice, she climbed the hill alone. To her shock, there was no plane. The moment her hands touched the glass-like surface, she blacked out. When she woke up, she was back home. The truth? Alice was actually a doctor. Her husband had discovered a new technology online, a device that, when worn over the eyes, could transport users into a virtual world to live a perfect life. He secretly bought 2 sets, but the technology was flawed. In the end, Alice escaped and returned to reality.